You're
wow.
just trying to inflict pain on me, right? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I'm just trying to get you out of your. I mean, this is kind of what we're doing with the coaching thing with gold ball hunting. And by the way, guys, welcome to another episode of the Gold Ball Hunting Podcast. Where today we're trying to, at least I'm trying to, put Jeff in an uncomfortable position, kind of like what we have to do when we talk reality about getting better as a player. But all right, Jeff, I will go ahead and just. I think we've done the intro. It's done. We've sort of welcomed everybody, and guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. This is not too hard to do. You could do this. Try it. Try it yourself right now. Welcome the fine folks right now to another episode of Gold Ball Hunting. Go.
Go. Hey, everybody. Jeff Jacklich here.
Yeah.
High atop Mount Wesson Lawn Tennis Club here in Pontiac, Michigan.
Wow. Look at that.
Looking down upon 24 pristine ryegrass courts. It is a sight to behold, let me tell you.
Well,
gorgeous.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well done, Jeffrey. Listen,
Thank
I'm impressed. Well, listen, I got something on my mind I want to chat about, and that is for the players who have got limited mobility. Right? I mean, and I'm not talking about endurance, but I'm talking about quickness. Either because not born with it.
Right.
Just, didn't have that kind of fast twitch muscle body type when they came out of the womb. Just slow. That's fine. A lot of great players out there are not the fastest guys. Not everyone's got to be a Usain Bolt to be able to play the game. By the way, that brings up a good story. But before we get into today's topic, so when I was in Key Biscayne, Florida, I worked at the Royal Biscayne Hotel for a couple of years in the mid '70s. Spectacular teaching situation, and I had the chance to work with a woman who was a former top tenor, Donna Floyd Fales, who was a world-class player, man. I mean, she was top 10 U.S. for years. And she's still playing. She's still one of the top players in her age group every year. And she really taught me a lot about how to play the game, but how to teach. But there was a guy who lived there in his family, a guy named Dave Sim, S-I-M-E. And Dave Sim was the silver medalist in the 100 meters in Rome in the Olympics in 1960.
Wow.
He could kind of run. He's probably the last great white, and here I go, please people, don't give me the, racist thing here, blah, blah, blah. But, probably the last great white sprinter, certainly in the U.S. I think Valerie Brumel from Russia was maybe I don't know. Anyway, this guy was so much fun to be in the tennis court with because you could hit a dropper with him back in the back fence, and he just go, oh, okay, well, he'd volley the thing.
Ho hum it.
Yeah, and playing doubles with the guy was ridiculous. I mean, you could cheat so close to the net because you knew even if he was cheating close to the net,
right?
I got it. You go back and get it.
Mine.
You go back. This guy, and then, and I used to beg him. I said, David, because he used to still train. I mean, he was what 40-ish at the time, and he was still working out and training, not anything other than just staying fit. But he had this little area where he'd go and he just run sprints. And I just say, David, please, man, let me know when you're going to be training because I want to come and watch. Just want to see what this is like. And of course, he'd go out and we'd get warmed up, and then I'd try to, for like 10 yards.
Right.
And it was like, this is insane. This is just crazy. I mean, I was a young guy, 70s, right? I wasn't even 30 yet. And I was pretty quick. Could not. I mean, boom, gone. Just gone.
See you later.
It was gone. So if you weren't born with that kind of God-given talent, that kind of God-given speed, then And it could be an injury. It could be some kind of a horrific injury, knee injury, or you've just gotten to the point where you're age-wise, you got the arthritis going, you got some bone on bone, or you got something where you're just limited speed-wise.
Right.
So I guess the point I want to make today is that if that's the case for you as a player, you got to start thinking differently about how to become a better player. And I first of all, I don't want you to think that because you are limited speed wise, mobility wise, that's it. The game's done. You've sort of found you've found your level and you're never going to get better. The fact is that if you start thinking differently about where you play this next shot, where you play it is really the most important thing, because you've got to maximize geometry. You got to and you have to limit. You've got to limit what that opponent has in terms of their geometry. So we've got a guy that we're working with, hits the crap out of the ball. Big boy. And when he first came to see us, I want to go, well, now how do I get better at this, and this, which was all about stroke technique. And we looked at his video and said, dude, if I had that forehand, I'd be in the tour. I said, you hit the ball cleaner than a whistle. It's not how.
He was clubbing the ball.
You're just those are beautiful strokes. Forget changing. Don't do the grip thing you're thinking about. Don't do that. Yeah. And so what do we do with him, Jeff? I mean, we kind of helped him rethink about where to play the next shot.
We had to change the lens he was looking through. He hit. And it really was just classic linear strokes, and it's like, I'm not going to get in there and touch that. But his mindset is still playing the game as if he was 24 years old. And the problem with that is obviously his mobility has changed drastically. And I think for him, there was a couple surgeries and, a few ailments and things. But the guy moves still. He moves athletically well. It's just not as fast as it used to be. So his immediate, like, out of the gate, within a step or so, he's good. And then it gets bogged down. And so it was really like getting him to see the logic in, we've got to change the way you create the geometry on the court as you start to get out to the wings of the court, to like, no, you keep trying to hit a linear ball from these places on the court where you give yourself no time to recover and actually be in position to take the next ball. So,
well, look, I think too that his instinct, I think, along with a lot of players who don't have the same mobility as they once did, their instinct is, hey man, I got to end the point. I got to get out of the point.
Yeah, they're looking for the exit so fast. Right.
So so what we helped him with is, look, you don't need to get out of the point unless you get the fat sitter. Then fine, you can go ahead and thump it somewhere. But I think where we were trying to help him with is if you're in this part of the court, then going for the outright winner is simply that. You're going for the outright winner. How's that working out for you? And the answer is not well. So it's how do you change mindset in terms of shot choice that limits that guy over there or that gal with, number one, it's kind of a two-part thing. What shot can I hit so that I buy time? I buy just an extra step or two to get back into that spot where now, when they're about to play their shot from that part of the court, their choices are limited. They're limited geometrically because maybe they're not out on the corners, but now they can see that you're bisecting their two extreme angles. Right. And look, court positioning before that opponent makes contact with your shot is a strategy.
Totally.
Being in the right place at the right time is a strategy in terms of making that player over there think, well, man, Maybe I need to go for the outright winner because my opponent is always, always in the right spot.
Right.
So, guys, if that's what you're thinking, if you're feeling that you've got limited mobility and that you want to work on stroke technique to overcome limited movement, not the way to go. Just not the way to go. And so it's really about shot choice. And we'd love to help you. If you're in that camp, limited mobility for any number of the reasons, then we want to help you. And one of the ways that we can help you is see if there's a fit in our coaching program. And the way to see if there's a fit is, Jeff, you and I are offering a free call, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it takes, to see if you are a candidate for this coaching program. The way to get on that free coaching call, go over to goalballhunting.com, drop in a first name, email address, click the button. Lo and behold, you'll get an opportunity with our online calendar scheduler to cherry pick a date and time that works best for you. If you're already on our email list, well done. There's a link. Can't tell you exactly where it is, but there's a link in there. Just click it, man. And that doesn't take any extra skill technique.
No.
You
don't even need to be in shape to do that.
So you can do that from the luxury of your couch, from the comfort of your couch.
No warm-up required.
Anyway, click the button or click the link and you get access to our calendar. Jeffrey, what would we like to find folks to do at this point?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below.
Outstanding. Guys, get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Let's do this again tomorrow.
Okay.